So let me begin with a question. Do you know what is one of the most essential sought after skills that organizations look for while recruiting people? Well, you might guess communication skills. Yeah, that's very important. You need to communicate. Or perhaps your ability to solve problems. Absolutely, that's an essential skill as well. And of course, your technical skills and competence. But one of the rare skills that organizations look for, and I say rare not because it is required rarely, but because it is available rarely, and that is your ability to work in teams, your ability to work with your team members. Now, you might be individually brilliant and capable of delivering consistent exponential performance, but if you do not have the ability to work in teams with other people and help them get better, then perhaps your career might take a backseat. So today I'm here to help you understand what does it take to make you a wonderful, brilliant, effective team member, and how do you contribute as a team member. So there are 5 things I would like to share with you. And to begin with, I would like to tell you about sharing the load. Now, what is sharing the load? Now, it's a typical situation where you have been assigned a target at the beginning of the month, you complete your target just a day in advance before the deadline, and you're all set free. You can enjoy, you can have a relaxation time, whatever you want to do. But at the same time, you also see that some of your team members are struggling to complete their targets. Perhaps some of them had a personal issue, some of them were slow learners, and there could be multiple reasons for that. Now, there are 2 choices. You can continue to relax and enjoy in your own zone, or you can extend a helping hand. And that is what sharing the load is all about. It's not just about completion of your targets, it's completion of our targets. And that is why effective team members always extend a helping hand, which means if there are other people struggling, you support them to complete their targets too. Because it's not just about me winning without the team, it's about the entire team winning. Now, this is very similar where one player would win man of the match, but the team loses. Now, rather than that, if you help other team members, perhaps there is an opportunity for the entire team to win, isn't it? So share the load wherever possible. Now, you might ask, why should I help others when I have completed my target? I deserve it. Absolutely. You're absolutely right on that. But the fact is, in order to be an effective team member, it's an essential quality that one needs to demonstrate. It's not just about you, it's about them too. And that brings us to the second important element to look at, and that is to share ideas. Now, what is sharing ideas? Now, you might once again ask, why should I share my ideas? Because they're going to help me become better. Why should I freely distribute those ideas to the rest of the team members? Is this social service? Not really. But the fact is, that's what makes a better team, where people are willing to share ideas with each other openly. And that also shows that there is no insecurity in your mind, and therefore you're willing to share your best practices, which means that you will tell people what works for you, what doesn't work for you. And that will also help you connect with people better. And you will see this, that more you are willing to share ideas, slowly but surely, other people also will open up and they would be willing to share their ideas with you. Try doing that the next time. Share your ideas wherever possible. Number 3, and this might sound like a bit controversial, but you need to also disagree with your team members when and wherever necessary. Now, you might ask, isn't this counterproductive because we're asking about contributing to the team and I'm talking about disagreements? Well, look at your own family. Is everything great in your family? Well, possibly it could be, but in spite of that, does that mean that you don't have conflicts, you don't argue, you don't disagree with each other? The chances are you disagree. The chances are you will fight, you will have conflicts. Now, I'm not suggesting that you have verbal fights or arguments in your team, but what I'm saying is that you need to have positive disagreements. Every now and then, there will be an idea that will be floated. It's important that you disagree when you want to disagree. When you see that the quality of idea does not deserve any merit, listen to the idea, respect the person who's making that idea, but also be clear enough to politely refuse an idea and shoot it down if it doesn't deserve to be implemented. Positive disagreements form the fabric of a wonderful team. So when you disagree with a bad idea based on logic and rationale, you're actually helping people think about better ideas. So learn to disagree wherever necessary. Number 4, there will be many situations when you will be clueless. You will not have an idea of what needs to be done, how it needs to be done, simple things, complicated things, perhaps a situation that you have never ever encountered before. So what do you need in that case? You need help. And therefore, you need to also ask for help. Now, a lot of people, a lot of professionals tend to believe that if I'm good enough, I don't need help. But that's not true. We all need help. Sometimes emotionally, sometimes practically, sometimes work-wise, sometimes personally. We all need help because we're human beings before we are professionals. And therefore, whenever you need help, ask for it. It could be from a senior team member, it could be from a junior team member. Look at who is good at what, and wherever possible, ask for help. Will you always get it? May or may not be. But the moment you ask for help, you're also giving other people an opportunity to offer help, which makes them feel good about the whole situation. So asking for help is one of the other ways of building great camaraderie, great teamwork. So don't hesitate to ask for help. We all need it and we all deserve it. And last but not the least, it's important to encourage others. You will see that in a team, people will go through their own emotional upheavals. Sometimes people suffer from non-performance. Some people have an insecurity about losing their job. Some people can't express themselves. So whatever your strengths are, help people with those strengths. And perhaps if you can't help them, sometimes just offering them the opportunity to share their thoughts with you, listening to them will go a long, long way in helping you connect with your team members. And we're not just talking about building rapport here. We're talking about building relationships that are sustainable and time tested. So encourage others, motivate them to perform better. And you'll see the more you help others to perform better, you will not have any jealousy or insecurity from other people. So these are the top 5 things. Now, there are many, many, many more things that you can include to the list, but these are my top 5 recommendations. The number 1 point is share the load. Wherever possible, offer help to people so that you can take some load off their plate. Number 2, share ideas. Whatever ideas you have, whatever has worked best for you, whatever hasn't worked for you, share that openly with other team members. Number 3, disagree whenever necessary. It's not always about going hunky-dory. Sometimes it's also about positive disagreements. That's what builds a great team and a great family. Number 4, ask for help. You can't do everything on your own, and you should not try to do everything on your own. Sometimes we need help. Whenever you need it, don't hesitate, ask for help. And number 5, encourage others. We all need a crying shoulder at times. We all need emotional support. So whenever your team members need support, offer them that support. Now, if you do these 5 things, you will not become a champion. You will not become a Superman, but you will definitely become a person who adds value to himself or herself, and at the same time adds value to the team as well. And organizations want such people today. Organizations are willing to go the extra mile to create people who don't just invest in their success, but who also invest time and effort in other success. Perhaps you have an opportunity to become one of those professionals. I wish you all the very best. Thank you for listening.